Good morning, everyone. I'm here with another TIFF review, all alone, because Yvette didn't watch this movie. And I was gonna film this review on top of the roof, but I forgot I live in an apartment. And I'm of course talking about the film Roofman, directed by Derek Cianfrance. And it's so nice to see him back behind the camera again. The last film he directed was in 2016, so it's been a while. But you may know Cianfrance from his heart-wrenching film Blue Valentine or his crime saga The Place Beyond the Pines. And now he's back with a film that feels a little bit out of his wheelhouse to a certain degree. This one stars Channing Tatum playing the real-life Jeffrey Manchester, who's also known as the rooftop robber. This is the story of him evading capture by hiding out in the roof of a Toys R Us store, and this was a great surprise for me at TIFF. While everyone was bawling their eyes out watching Hamnet, the movie that pulled at my heartstrings was strangely this one. I know, hard to believe. Now, I have to admit, I'm a typical boy who loves a good caper, but based on the trailer, I wasn't really expecting much from this film. I thought I would get a fun Channing Tatum performance and maybe an entertaining story, probably not much else, but this was much more emotional than I was prepared for. Cianfrance shot Roofman on 35mm with cinematographer Andre Parkit, giving the film a grainy quality that's very fitting for both the early 2000s setting as well as this kind of indie crime genre. And Cianfrance has always had a knack for using the camera to capture a real sense of intimacy. Instead of kind of rushing for that cut, he often allows that camera to linger on actors' faces until something starts to stir inside of you. And with this film, Cianfrance often chooses to stay really tight with the frame for a lot of the film. It's often claustrophobic at times, that feels as if this world is kind of closing in on our main character. And in other times, similar to Blue Valentine, he uses these tight shots to capture every inner thought within these characters' heads. And the chemistry captured between Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst in their scenes are just they're so tender and so sweet. These scenes are accompanied by a delicate, melancholic score by Christopher Bear, who I believe did the score for Blue Valentine. I mean, watching the chemistry between these two actors, I had just the dumbest lovey-dovey smile slapped on my face just watching Channing Tatum admiring Kirsten Dunst while he has the dumbest lovey-dovey smile of life. The moments between these two are just so lovely. You know, the character of a thief with a heart of gold, that may be something that you feel like you've seen before, but Channing Tatum really works wonders with this role. He's so ridiculously likable here, and Tatum lends his physicality as well as his special abilities to come across as just so lovably simple. But it doesn't mean his character lacks intelligence. He has this special power of being able to see things that the normal eye just doesn't see. And I think what gives this character some emotional weight is you really feel this character's desire to reinvent himself. And not just to evade police, but because the character of Jeffrey Manchester just really wants to change his life and live a noble life, but his past continues to haunt him, making it impossible. And if you wanted to read into this film a little deeper, you could say that this is kind of a character study that speaks to our challenging capitalist society, as well as how difficult society makes it for criminals to rehabilitate, to become contributing members of society, and also the quick judgments we often make on people with a criminal history. Cianfrance could have dug a little deeper in exploring why the character of Jeffrey, an ex-Army Reserve officer, why is he driven to commit these crimes? But at the core of this film, it really is a comedy. And if you stack up this film against Cianfrance's first two films, expecting that same dramatic depth, you might feel a bit shortchanged. However, if you go in with the expectation of a silly crime romp, you might be surprised by the film's beating heart. The connection between Dunst and Tatum could have been so easily phoned in, but their committed performances and Cianfrance's intimate direction just has you swooning. The film felt a little lengthy for a comedy, but personally, I was enjoying every single moment of it. There's a lot of smaller performances in this film that was also really enjoyable. Lakeith Stanfield and Juno Temple, who are great, though I do wish I could have got a little bit more screen time with them. Peter Dinklage plays the boss of the Toys R Us, who reminds me of every boss I've ever had working a minimum wage job. I'm talking about you, Sean. Ben Mendelsohn and Uzo Aduba are husband and wife singers of a local church choir. I think they're really fun. Yeah, I mean, overall, I had a lot of fun with this true crime romance comedy that just oozes with charm. And this is top tier Channing Tatum performance right here, up there with Magic Mike and Foxcatcher and Derek St. France. So nice to have you back. So I'm gonna give Roofman a very solid 8. In terms of Oscar potential, this film isn't really being pushed or marketed as an awards contender. I don't think it is an awards contender. I think best chance would be Channing Tatum being nominated for Globes, maybe in that Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical. But either way, watch this movie and let me know what you thought. Again, it was a great surprise here at TIFF. And I have more reviews to come. I have Surratt, It Was Just an Accident, maybe One Battle After Another, perhaps. Bad Apples, which is, spoiler alert, another surprise here at TIFF. So comment below any films you want to see me review. Thanks always for watching, and until next time, everyone, I'll see you at TIFF and the Oscars. My name is Jeff.